So an appraisal of a BMW 218 diesel, this obviously goes for every single car that we appraise. There'll be small parts of it that are slightly foreshortened, but otherwise just need to make sure you do everything we do here. So particular areas where we get caught out, we need to look very, very carefully at every panel of the car. I'll take the bonnet right now, but we need to do this for every single panel. Look out the bonnet from a distance, make sure there's no obvious dents, scuffs, scratches. Then just inspect the car. This car's pretty clean, so we don't need to do anything. If the car wasn't clean, we might need to wipe it off. Okay, so we're comfortable there's no scratches, dents. We need to do that for every single panel. The best way to look for a dent is to get to eye level of the panel and look for reflections. So along the side of the car, we can look at the door. If any of the reflections is distorted, then you'll notice a dent on that panel. Areas where we get caught out otherwise. Underneath low cars, and quite a lot of cars do have sports bumpers, or we move quite a lot of very expensive supercars, anything like that. Scrapes and scratches. The best way to check for this, obviously it's pretty low, use your finger. Run your finger along the bottom of the bumper. Okay, they'll get a little bit dirty, but it's better that than 300 quid's worth of paintwork to sort out the problem because we've missed it. Okay, so we're repeating that for every panel. The next area, and this car's a pretty new car, so it shouldn't have any wheel scuffs. There's wheel scuffs. Again, check the wheel very, very carefully. We're also looking for any sort of paint distortion or scratches. Again, an older wheel can go slightly milky, so be aware of that. That's also damage, and we need to make sure it's noted down. On the edge of the wheel, just run your finger around the edge of the wheel just to make sure that there's no damage. Again, do that for all four wheels. We're just going to do it for one in this video. So let's continue around the car. We're checking all glass work as well, and make sure we do this for roofs and sunroofs as well as just the side windows. Again, an area where we've been caught out. Particularly tall car, either get on tiptoes if you're challenged like me, or just use the vehicle, but make sure you don't damage us in the process, and make sure you have a good look at the roof of the vehicle to make sure there's no damage. Again, we've been caught out there. On the windscreens, obviously it's an area where we can get stone chips. Make sure you check the windscreen from the outside of the car. However, we also need to do it from the inside. Some stone chips won't be visible from the outside of the car, but are visible from the inside. Again, we're liable for these if we don't pick them up, and it becomes very, very awkward. So, sit in the car, have a really good look, all four corners and all the way across the screen. Okay, so we're comfortable, that's fine. Next thing we need to do is open all four doors of the car. Driver's side door, these are expensive. Have a good look at them, make sure there's no damage, and also all the way around the sills and anywhere where feet are. Feet with grit in them damage cars. We need to do that with all four doors. Also with the centre console, dash, anywhere that could have damage. You'd be surprised how many vehicles do get damage on them. So we're walking around the car now. We do the same for the rear. We have a good look inside. The backs of the seats, again, where children can scuff seats. Expensive pieces of kit. Next thing we do, after doing that, is open the boot. This car has an electric boot. We're making sure the vehicle's got everything it needs. So on a leased car, obviously from a customer service perspective, and on a used car simply because these bits are expensive and they can't easily be replaced. So on this vehicle, we're looking for a book pack. By a book pack I mean a service book, an owner's manual, anything like that, and also the toolkit. This car, and I'm going to show you now, has run flat tyres. It says RSC on the tyre where I'm pointing, and therefore it doesn't need a tyre inflation kit, it doesn't need a spare wheel. However, a lot of cars do still have one or both of those, and we need to check. If they're missing, ask the person you're picking the car up from. This car's got a medical kit, and it's also got the toolkit located here. Obviously different vehicles will have toolkits located in different areas. Make sure there's both a towing eye and the locking wheel nut. Some cars will have more, but as we can see with this vehicle, that's as much as it's going to have. put that back. We can sort that out and sort that out afterwards. So that concludes what we do on a vehicle. Obviously, as I say, we're checking every single panel, everywhere on the vehicle. It's also worth opening the bonnet and making sure that everything is all right under there. Obviously, if we drive a vehicle away without any oil, or we drive a vehicle away with any problems mechanically, they're obvious, we're in a pickle as well.